I see you're unaware of what you've awakened.
Replay that!
What you've awakened.
I think I know what I awakened, if you catch my drift. Hello my pookies! Long time no see. Yes, I've been able to play for a little bit. It was the last weeks of semester and I was just chockers with uni. But now uni's over, yay, jazz hands. Which means I can focus on playing automata games like an adult should. Today we are not finishing the main story. We're playing Raphael's Myth. Also, I've changed the layout of how I'm editing this because I saw how Z.Diam, how she edited hers, and I literally messaged her. I was like, this is so smart. I don't know why I wasn't editing like this the entire time. So we're gonna try this out and see if you guys like it more. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Okay, not to be biased, but I truly think this is the prettiest myth that Infold has ever put out. I swear, like the MC's outfit, just everything, it's so stunning. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? The Black Sea is about to devour the world. Humanity's last ark, the city of Romirro, is perched on a solitary island. There shall be a lunar eclipse, and at the end of the third night, Romirro will be annihilated as it sinks below the ocean's waves. The tomb of the sea god, which has foretold all worldly changes, announced the day in which humanity will be submerged during the first night.
The sea god has abandoned us! He has abandoned everyone!
Oh?
The sea god is the one who will make the ocean devour Romirro! He wants to destroy us!
He abandoned!
At the edge of the harbour, which had suffered years of erosion because of the sea winds, desperate people pushed the sea god statues they carved with their own hands into the abyssal waters. Temples have been abandoned, their altars smashed, precious collections of books and scrolls are naught but ashes and smoke. Oh my god. Is this all for Are they really hating on Raphael, or is this like another sea god before that? Over the centuries, people's faith in the sea god and everything that's associated with him were swallowed by the rising tides. It was only a matter of time before they were abandoned and forgotten. The bride of the sea god suffered this fate as well. Oh no!
The second night is already here. It won't be long until Romirro is submerged. It will be just as the prophecy says. The citizenry is mired in unrest. Should this continue, chaos will inevitably unfold. My lord, we must find a way to soothe them.
Huh. It's only an eclipse. There's nothing to worry about. In fact, gather all the citizens and tell them.
I don't trust him.
The tome of the sea god has revealed a new prophecy. We must hold the wavier ritual and have the bride of the sea god make an announcement. Did you hear that? Bride of the sea god.
Are we locked up right now? Dead ass? The guards grabbed my arms and threw me to the ground. Oh my god, I stare at the intricate patterns that dot the hem of the Castellan's robes. The situation is ironic and leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. In the past, he was Romirro's minister, whose loyalty to the city was unmatched. Yet he's now a cruel individual after the prophecy appeared in the Tome of the Sea God. Didn't you say the Tome of the Sea God spreads lies and leads people astray? Not only is it untrustworthy, but you sealed it away in a temple.
These matters are of no concern to you. Romirro shall be reborn under the current Castellan. You will make that stone tablet reveal something, and then recite those words.
So everything is at stake here, but you're obsessed with the power as the Castellan. How pathetic.
Foolish lass. You think you still be alive if someone else could converse with the tome of the sea god? Play your part. You know very well what will become of you if you don't.
Fuck you, Hawkwin. Stupid name. How about that? After hearing the heavy lock behind the door, I'm once again left alone in the tower. Suddenly, a gentle breeze sweeps in. Oh. Raphael! I know that breath. A gentle breeze sweeps in. The blood on my face is wiped away. Raphael, hey babe.
You're the bride of the sea god. Why are you letting humans mistreat you?
Good question. When did he appear? That title is nothing more than a pair of shackles. Why can't you be the groom of Caitlin instead? I don't remember when it started. At first, I thought the voice was a hallucination born from my lengthy imprisonment. But the time passed and seagulls brought me seashells with strange patterns. That's when I became certain of his existence. He claimed to be the sea god, but his voice was too youthful, too mysterious. I couldn't trust him. However, I found myself involuntarily anticipating his appearances. If anything, it'd make time here a little more bearable. And like a person who was fascinated while watching a goldfish in a bowl, he approached me. He tested me, tempted my heart to yearn for freedom as it sat in a pit of despair.
Don't you want to escape? Tonight is your only chance. When the eclipse hangs high and the tides flow back, you only need to remember 2 things.
What things? What are you talking about? The sea breeze flips through the tattered pages on the table. It stops, and there I see a page covered in mysterious, intricate symbols.
The sea god's Summoneo staff, the sea's ritualis hymn. When the time comes, I will answer your call.
My man's coming to save me. The last traces of his voice are buried by the horn. I look outside to see an anxious crowd gathering under the dilapidated tower. What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Are you still there? Silence falls over the tower. I squeeze my eyes shut and force myself to stay calm. His proposal is too sudden. It could be a trap as well. I'd be foolish not to question it. Even if it is a trap, does it matter? Is there anything more hopeless than being imprisoned here forever? I might as well take this gamble.
Rejoice, everyone!
Atop the tower, Hawkman raises the orb that symbolizes Romirro. His gaze sweeps over the port's towering embankments and the ships with their black sails.
Do not fear this lunar eclipse. It heralds a new hope, a new future for Romirro. We will not crumble under the waves. We've cast aside the sea god and left behind our hollow faith. Now, our centuries of sacrifice have changed the ancient prophecy. You will see the truth with your own eyes.
The sea of people are like ants. They're restless. A guard shoves me and I stumble to the edge of the tower. In that instant, the gazers follow me, filled with disgust, fear, anxiety, and cold indifference, pierce me like arrows. I need to borrow the SUBMERGED. This is gonna be a hard episode to pronounce everything, guys. I apologize in advance. I need to borrow the Summonero. I need to borrow the Summonero staff. Oh. My lord, the power within the tome of the sea god has faded. I need to use the sea god's Summonero staff to make the prophecy's words manifest again.
The wavier ritual doesn't require a sacred staff. Do not lie to me.
I'm not. I'm just trying to make the ritual more efficient, actually. Tonight is the lunar eclipse. Without the Summonero staff to protect us, should any signs resembling calamities appear, I deliberately lower my voice. At that moment, lightning tears through the clouds. The sea churns and massive waves crash onto the shore. A moment passes. The sea god's Summonero staff, its old age apparent, is given to me. According to him, I need to sing the hymn. Oh, I don't think you want me to sing, but sure. I brush away the dust from the staff and raise it towards the tome of the sea god. Our silent universe awakens in the faint light where dusk and dawn meet and merge. The young and pure sea god descends upon us, the first waves surge. The ancient lyrics flow from my mouth as the staff slowly traces totem-like patterns in the air. Suddenly, mysterious singing drifts through the biting sea wind. With my voice, it echoes from afar. Harmonizing with Raph? He's here. Good, he didn't lie to me. A slight feeling of relief washes over me as I face the wind and sing even louder. He who commands the cycles of the sun, the moon, and the tides, he who guides souls to rest in the distant realms.
She's singing the sea's ritualist hymn! That forbidden song! Guards! Seize her!
Took you a while to realize, bro. The guards lunge at me, but the staff emits a dazzling blue light that repels everyone. The sea god wields the fire in the darkness. He is the blazing sun who ignites the lost night. Thunder crashes down upon the sea, and enormous waves manifest. Heavy rainfall descends as the storm engulfs all of Romirro. Terror and chaos erupt around me. I clutch the staff tightly and continue to sing until a beam of light appears. It points to something under the towering waves. I brace myself before I leap into the ocean. Oh. Cough, cough. He said he would greet me, but this is a little too violent for my liking. Black seawater twists into a massive vortex and carries me away. Disorientated, I stop swimming and let my body sink deeper into the ocean's depths. I lost track of time before a magnificent yet ruined structure gradually appears.
You're here at last.
A voice as cold as frigid sea water drifts towards me. Ghostly light sweeps across the crumbling ruins. Like moonlight, it's reflected in my eyes. Before me is a slowly swaying fishtail. It's so magnificent that everything I have considered beautiful in my life suddenly feels plain and unremarkable. A human body with the tail of a fish and the power to control the ocean. Are you the sea god? The way that she just described Raphael, that was literally me when this myth came out. I was like, damn, nothing's ever gonna top this. I guess I should just give up on dating forever, because I'm never gonna get to marry a mermaid sea god.
My identity is of little importance.
Several heavy chains are wrapped around his body. Powerful runes, barely visible, keep him immobilized.
I've saved your life. Now then, release the seals that bind me.
Why would the sea god be imprisoned in a place like this? Oh, oh! Oh my god, look at him! Oh my god, this is so
I could
pretty.
be lying. I can help you, but I can also let you drown in these abyssal waters to keep me company.
Dude, he's so pretty. Literally, look at him. This is so stunning. My pulse going crazy. The detail, everything, the pearls, the chain. Look at his stare. Okay, let me lock in. If I die, then no one else will save you.
I see you're unaware of what you've awakened.
I like that laugh.
Replay that.
What?
I think I know what I awakened, if you catch my drift. Yeah, I've watched numerous edits with that one movement for research purposes, and I'm not saying specifically what research purposes. The legends say the sea god bears a special... Okay, I didn't get to read that, bro. Why, Infold, seriously, for real, why can't we put the MC's voice back in? I can't keep reading this fast. Oh my god. Oh wait, this is so fun! Wait, I get to spin around him. Look at how he follows your eyes. Oh my god, shut up. Look at those arms. Okay. Can we zoom in? He's so fucking pretty, man. Look at him. Hey, babe. The seals on your body are incredible. The seals on your body are incredibly powerful. Breaking them won't be easy.
Your power alone is no match for these. Its scale is as cold as the lonely moon. At dawn, it shall pierce your heart. The sea's ritualis hymn you sang, that is the answer.
Okay, well, I didn't really like how literal that felt. Oh, I was having fun and now I'm realizing this is gonna be sad as fuck. Aren't you afraid I'll take your scale and disappear without a trace?
You shall find no hiding place wherever the sea flows.
He's so fine. Oh my god. Oh my god, I actually just can't get over this. Okay. This power feels familiar.
This is the mark you've been searching for. But it was also a seal in another form.
Right. We get a full shot. Full body shot.
The voice of the storm. Come to me.
I'm trying. I'm trying. The detail in this is so insane.
Again.
Only if you give me a kiss as a reward, okay? You pinky promise. You pinky promise.
Call out to me from the fathomless depths of the sea.
Body alert! Body alert!
The inextinguishable vengeance.
Oh my god. This is hot man moves.
The sea god's revival has been completed. You've rewritten the fate of these waters. Starting from this moment, you are bound to me. You cannot turn back.
Oh my god. I don't mind being bound, honestly. If it's to you, really don't mind it. Bro, that was so pretty. That was so fucking pretty. That was so pretty. I'm about to cry. I love it when they make the scenes like that very interactive. Like the fact that you can spin around and like actually like interact with the scene. So fun. So fun. Which is why, and I stand on this, it should be a PC game. Because imagine this in like a full-blown RPG story mode. Like, how insane. The storm's roar filters through the seawater and resonates as whales' distant songs. My body feels impossibly heavy, yet scenes from my dreams gradually come into focus.
The tome of the sea god cannot be wrong. She is the sea god's bride and our only hope. We need her if Romirro is to survive. She will be Romirro's future castellan, protect the land in the sea god's stead, and change the prophecy.
What if I don't wanna?
There's still over half a year until your coming of age ceremony, yet the gifts are already piling up. We've run out of space to store them. Everyone truly admires you from the bottom of their hearts, my lady.
Funny how they switch up real quick.
She's the sea god's bride and was raised by the Castellan. Her knowledge and abilities are exceptional. She is kind and approachable. A wonderful person deserves all the best things in life.
Look at what our foolish devotion to the sea god brought. Death, disaster, and the prophecy that Romirro shall be submerged more quickly. The sea god will never save Romirro.
The bride of the sea god is nothing but a farce! She and the sea god will destroy Romirro!
They lied to us!
I hate you guys. Crowd mentality. Oh, L.
Run, my lady! Don't let them catch you!
Oh my god. See, I was about to say, Maid B sounds sweet. And I really hope Maid B is okay and we get to meet her and she's living a great life. Did they just kill her? Did they kill me? Deadass, did they just kill the maid? After I just said that, okay, apparently I just can't speak anymore because I feel like I'm jinxing everything.
Can you hear them? Everyone is asking for you to die. And yet, you're the only one who can communicate with the Tome of the Sea God. I won't let you suffer a miserable death. I'll spare you so long as you obey me. How does that sound?
Horrible. I'd rather die than listen to you. I open my eyes. Brilliant white lightning dispels my chaotic nightmare and illuminates the scene before me. Rainwater flows through the window frames. It makes the carvings and murals gradually reveal their lifelike faces of gods.
Are you awake?
Now I am. The sea god looks at me, his beautiful tail having transformed into human legs at an unknown point in time. Can we get like the human form of him, please? This, but in like human legs. Specifically for the cafe, because I can't stand how his tail like goes through the floor. He can walk on land?
I have prepared a gift for you.
Oh my god, just the way that he looks. Stop. He has too much sass on him. I actually can't handle this. He has too much power in this form. It's not fair. He lifts me and directs my gaze to the steps below. Hawken, his most trusted minister, the tower's guard captain. Those who had bullied and abused me are now in the ground. Bound, they crawl and struggle, their eyes filled with fear and despair.
Their lives are in your hands. Would you like to deal with them one by one?
Yes. His hand covers the back of mine. He guides me to raise my hand, and lightning gathers in my palm.
Ah!
Fuck you, Hawk. Whatever the fuck your name is. Don't need to remember it now. You're irrelevant. Debris scatters, and Castilian's crown scatters to the ground. The puddles on the floor bloom crimson.
Or would you rather finish them all at once?
My palm is quickly held again. Out of nowhere, raging waves rise in the center of the temple and engulf everyone. Watching them struggle as they suffocate, I feel a sense of satisfaction. However, an indiscernible emotion wells up. The sea god already has a terrible reputation. Won't this make people hate you more?
Lower your hand then.
I pause before I hold his hand even tighter. I hear him chuckle as the illusionary waves shimmer with rippling light. They reflect the cold emptiness in his eyes.
The faith of humans is nothing more than self-interest. They worship when they need something, and curse when they don't get what they want. Why should I care about reputations?
As if he had his fill of watching their death throes, he releases my hand. The water vanishes.
They claimed I've abandoned this world. Very well. I'll let them be a witness to true annihilation.
Real.
This is only the beginning. Don't you dare become merciful too swiftly.
You're overthinking it. I would never. The dying Castilian struggles to prop himself up. His gaze burns with a fury that could shoot flames.
You, if it weren't for me, you would have been executed. How dare you repay my kindness with betrayal?
Sounds like gaslighting to me. So the lamb penned for slaughter is obligated to thank the butcher? You're insane. I pick up a sword from the ground and hurl it at him. The blade stabs his shoulder blade.
Ah! Don't forget, your life is still in my hands. If I die, you will be cursed to perish in agony.
Okay. Then we'll die together, yeah. Does it look like I'm scared? A swift death is better than living as a caged bird forever. Aaron who?
A curse.
The sea god lifts my chin and strokes my cheek. Tentacle-like bluish green ruins slowly appear.
You're referring to these crude patterns?
He curls his fingertips. His movements are gentle, yet the runes are being torn away from my cheeks. It hurts.
Stay still. Indeed, it's an ancient curse, but it's far too weak to control my bride. Close your eyes.
I hear an eerie sound as something is destroyed with the pain.
What a terrible attempt of a trick.
Oh my god, he's sorry. I love it when they're so powerful like this. When I open my eyes again, wisps of murky mist still linger in the air. Nearby, the Castilian is suspended midair. A water tendril tightens around his throat.
These magics can't be wielded by humans. Tell me where you found it.
What right do you have to judge me?
Why does this dude think that he can deadass go against a sea god? Like, sea god. Like, let's be so for real right now.
I won't tell you anything. You don't need to worry about asking again either.
Because you're
Aren't
dead?
you a god? Why are you destroying everything? Lemuria, Whalefall City. Now you want to destroy this island!
Lemuria? Didn't the legends say the sea god lived there? Hold up. So sea god happened. I was thinking that this happened before sea god. So, okay, so it's the sea god myth, it's this myth. Am I getting them confused? Whatever. It's him, it's his first limited myth, then this myth, and then abyssal, right? In the sky, golden lightning freezes. Dark-colored waves surge. The waters recede in the... Oh. The waters recede. When the waters recede, the Castilian and the others have vanished without a trace. Where have you taken them?
They're in a more appropriate place.
Hell? Why didn't you just kill Horkran? Because he needs eternal suffering.
You were imprisoned in his cage.
A blood-stained crown flies into his hand. It immediately crumbles to dust.
How many years?
It's been a long time. I don't remember.
If the hatred from that time could be offset by him dying instantly, I would happily grant your wish at this very moment.
You wouldn't offer me a gift without a reason. What is it that you want? Tell me. To get married.
You are my bride, aren't you?
Yes. He touches the pearls in my hair before he lowers his gaze. Oh, triangle method. Which, if you don't know what the triangle method is, it's like you look into one eye and look at the lips. I look into the other eye. Gets him every time.
Removing unsavory elements from my bride's life is my duty.
A real man. A real husband. As I debate whether I should confront him or try to extract information more subtly, a thunderous crash resounds outside the window. The storm has destroyed a distant embankment. Seawater rushes in like a roaring beast as it flows directly into the city. What is happening? This is only the second night. Romirro shouldn't be sinking now. The tomb of the sea god has returned to the temple. I run there, and I'm shocked that the words of the prophecy are emitting a faint glow.
This future was predetermined long ago. Whether it's the second or third night makes little difference. You knew this day would come. Why are you surprised?
I don't want to die. This place is my sanctuary. I don't know. You guys have made me question. I chose the wrong answer for Caleb's myth or whatever it was, and everyone was like, no, you should have pressed kiss me. And so now I'm really questioning what I should press. I'm gonna press I don't want to die because I feel like he's gonna be like, you're my bride. I would never let you die. So, no, that's gonna make it more depressing. Ha, yeah, you know what? We're here for the angst. I don't want to die. I've only just completed my escape, and I have yet to taste a day of freedom. I don't want to die like this. If I perish along with Romirro, you'll be the sea god with the shortest marriage in history.
You are my bride. Of course I want you to live a long life, but it hasn't been long since I was awakened. My powers haven't fully returned yet. I have the will, but not the strength. Why don't you tell me your other wishes? I'll try my best to fulfill them for you.
So we just said, don't want to die, and then he was like, just give me another wish instead. I can't really accomplish that one. What if you regained your powers?
Give me your hand.
A cold glint flashes as he cuts both our palms. He intertwines his fingers with mine, and our blood mixes. It drips onto the tome of the sea god. Golden light rises from the tome of the sea god like threads of silk. They unfurl in mid-air and weave together to form poetic words. Lamurians who seeketh absolute power, combat the treacherous tides, dive into the deep for the pearls, find a true love. There were hidden prophecies in the tome. It makes sense now, despite the fact I have conversed with the tome of the sea god many times. I could only decipher fragments and incomplete phases. Yet, what's more shocking is the meaning contained in these words. I struggle to grasp the most crucial line. To find a true love, that means... The sea god appears more composed as he raises his hand to brush away the text and heal the wound on my hand.
You already know the answer, my beloved bride.
Yeah, I do. You knew you needed me to restore your power. That's why you gave me those gifts?
You're more clever than the humans I'm familiar with.
Now I understand his intentions. I feel oddly relieved. According to the tome, you'll regain your power and stop the sea from swallowing Romirro if we fall in love.
As things stand, this is your only option.
Oh, it's not gonna be hard. But falling in love doesn't happen instantly. All the while, the threat of this land sinking below the waves looms over us. Kiss him, confess to him. Kiss him! I'm not making the same mistake. We're gonna pick kiss him. Mustering up some courage, I wrap my hands around his neck and kiss him without any hesitation. A god's lips are warm. Before he can recover from his surprise, I quickly pull away. Well, has your power been restored? Even just partly? He grabs my arm and pulls me close, then bends down to return my kiss.
A simple kiss.
Wait. The intensity is so overwhelming that I wince and draw a sharp breath.
Is far from what anyone would call love.
We can do more if you want. I'm willing. I'm happy to. It's still better than sitting and waiting for death.
As long as I'm here, death wouldn't dare to visit you. Do you remember how you awakened me?
The Summoner's staff and the sea's ritual hymn. He places the staff in my hands. I'm not sure how or when he got it.
This can temporarily awaken some of my powers, but we need one more thing to stop the storm.
He turns over my hand as he traces letters on my palm. I can't help but open my mouth. Raphael.
Remember it. That is my name. Recite my name in your heart with the utmost devotion. Then, sing the hymn for me once more.
Raphael, 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 please kiss me. Please, 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 pick me, pick me! He suddenly dives into the storm, and his legs are transformed into a brilliant fishtail as he soars above the terrifying waves. The Summoner staff emits a light to accompany my song. I sing with all my strength and stare at his figure. He glides along the top of the waves. Lightning from the tip of his tidebreaker trident strikes the heavy storm clouds. Streams of golden light swell across the sea's surface. The rain stops and the winds cease as the subdued tides transform into millions of transparent fish. They stir up sand and gravel as they slowly retreat into the deep sea. At the base of the damaged statue, people kneel in the muddy waters, yet they can see the sun rising behind the sea god. He turns around. His gaze passes through the lingering mist and lands on me. Hawkran and his henchmen are imprisoned in a water cage that's under a waterfall. They receive my thorough care. I know that Raphael didn't spare Hawkran just to let me have my revenge. For him, Hawkran might have some value. I tried to ask him about it, but Raphael wouldn't give me an answer. As to the heir of the previous Castilian, I become the new ruler of Romirro. Unexpectedly, some rumors begin to spread throughout the city. The sea god's bride awakened him. Now he carries out her orders without question. If she can command the sea god to calm the storm during the eclipse, then surely she can command him to drown Romirro. She put 12 venomous sea snakes in the water prison. They drink the former Castilian's blood every day, and the water below the Mawson waterfall is now a bright red. I pay no attention to their gossip. After all, I have no interest in ruling a city that once abandoned me. What matters is that I must fall in love with Raphael.
Your Highness, the harbor repairs?
Deal with it yourself.
Your Highness, the city plans to erect several new statues of the sea god.
Go fuck yourself. You don't need to ask me for my permission. After shutting out those annoying voices, I searched the temple for any sign of Raphael. This place has become the sea god's residence. To fall in love with him sooner, I spend most of my time here. The problem is, he's always somewhere else. How am I supposed to fall in love with him? What is this?
You forgot about the scale already?
The scale I held in my hand had transformed into a blue seashell. It now hangs from a delicate, silvery white chain. Is this a token of affection?
At the very least, it's not a token of hatred.
The necklace is put around my neck, and the seashell is like a crystalline mark over my heart.
Keep it safe. It's a piece of my heart. It will let me know where you are and what you're doing.
So he's just stalking us all the time. Okay, I'm down for it. He can track my every move, but I have no idea what he's up to. It's not exactly fair. In the center of the temple, several springs converge into a deep, mysterious pool. Waters churn, and the currents with white sea foam are connected to the deep sea. Around the pool stand 12 broken statues, their damaged torsos holding candle holders of solidified whale oil. Their heads are solemnly lowered toward me. He took the time to build a pool. I've learned something, however. He likes to soak in the water. Bored, I pick up a few silver leaves from a nearby box and skip them. They bounce across the water. I don't know if the citizenry is trying to curry flavor with Raphael and me, but people have sent numerous gifts while keeping their distance. Is he not here? There is no response under the water. I'm about to give up when I catch a glimpse of an unusual light flashing below the surface. Curiosity compels me to dive into the water. Oh. And get a closer look, but someone suddenly grabs my wrist.
It's impolite to enter my bedchamber without greeting me first.
I tried, babe. Raphael floats to the surface, his long hair spreading out along the water's surface. I can barely see his tail. It's like a streak of cold, beautiful, multicolored sunlight you'd see during a sunrise or sunset. I supervised the renovation of this temple when I was 15. If anything, this place should be mine.
You are correct. I shouldn't have stopped you.
He tries to drag me into the water, and the churning currents instantly transform into a ferocious beast. It approaches me with its open maw. I use his momentum to grab his arm and quickly wrap my arms around his neck before the water can engulf me. It's cold!
Yes, and you could have avoided this.
I was afraid you'd vanish again when I wasn't looking. How are we supposed to learn more about each other and fall in love if you're not here?
Is clinging to me like an octopus part of your plan to fall in love with me?
It might just well be. Cuddling can be used to gain affection, but there's also another reason. Cold water droplets slide across the tip of my nose. I sneeze multiple times.
Why are you so delicate?
Why are you so fine? Why'd you have to say it in a way that made me giggle? The water in your bedchamber is too cold. Why is it freezing?
Is there a problem? Only humans have a habit of parboiling themselves.
You know what's funny is that on one of his moments posts he actually said, I think it was either talking about us or humans in general. It was like, why does everyone feel the need to like boil in the shower? Something like that. It's called taking a hot bath. Achoo! Well, now you've given me a cold, Raphael. Now you have to take care of me. What a shame. The current carries us to shore. Raphael's tail transforms into a pair of legs as he steps onto the stone tiles inlaid with seashells.
You say you don't want to die, and yet you jump into frigid waters. Your desire to survive is rather wanting.
Oh, I love him. You say you need to fall in love with me, and yet you're nowhere to be found. Do you actually want to get your powers back?
I never believed an intangible emotion such as love could serve a purpose.
He sets me down as a ball of flames rises from his palm. I flinch and pull away, but he places it in my hand. It's not burning me, and it's warm.
Are you no longer afraid?
He creates several more spheres of fire and uses them to dry my hair and clothes until they're comfortably warm.
I'm only following the tome's revelations because I don't have an alternative. I won't fall in love with you. It doesn't matter how close you get.
I'll make you regret those words! Don't worry, I'm just trying to survive. Don't misunderstand and think I actually have feelings for you. I play with the ball of fire in my hands and toss it around. The dancing flame casts a softness across Raphael's face that doesn't suit him. He sits beside me on the stone steps and carefully examines the ornate boxes. These are gifts from the citizenry. They want to thank you for saving them from the storm that night.
These aren't gifts. They're displays of submission for the sake of self-preservation. They despise you, and then they coddle you like a babe in swaddling clothes. Faith, devotion, all of it is hypocrisy.
True that. You don't seem to be furious though.
And you've entertained yourself by skipping those silver leaves. Why should I be angry?
They belong to you. Keep what you like and throw away the gifts you dislike.
I'm not interested in insincere offerings.
Well, I have something that should interest you. I walked to the tome and retrieved the Summonero staff that was hiding behind it. It used to be yours, yes? And now it's yours again.
You are its rightful owner.
Huh? He gestures for me to look at the ruby on the staff. There's a strange, distinctive mark on it.
It's your name written in the Lamurian language.
Aww.
It belonged to me, but it seems I gave it to you. So it's yours now.
If you exist. I don't remember that. It does look familiar. Okay, well, I genuinely don't remember that, so I don't remember that.
What a coincidence. I don't remember it happening either. Perchance it was before my long slumber, or it happened in a more distant past. In any case, it's of no significance.
Okay, ow. The staff feels heavy. I place it next to the tome of the sea god. Why would you give me a precious staff?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I liked you.
Maybe my expression was too incredulous because he starts laughing.
You don't want us to be smitten with each other? If anything, you don't seem all too pleased with the fact that I liked you before.
I just can't imagine you genuinely falling in love with a human. But if we truly had feelings for each other in the past, then falling in love again might not be so difficult. What should I fall in love with though? If I only admire his appearance, then we have an unstable foundation.
Your thoughts are impolite, I presume.
I was thinking about the god I'm supposed to fall in love with. I'm wondering what his character is. For example, I'd like to learn about his likes, his dislikes, his strengths, his flaws.
If you knew those despicable aspects and flaws, would you still fall in love?
Yes. Of course I would. They say that if someone can accept even your most awful aspects, then it's true love. It touches the soul.
In other words, an ignorant, foolish impulse.
For the sake of survival, I'm willing to sacrifice some rationality.
It's not difficult for you to discover what kind of god I am.
He moves closer and lifts the seashell hanging around my neck.
When the next full moon arrives, you will find the answer you seek.
What do you mean? Raphael sinks into the pool, which causes the water to be splashed everywhere. He waves at me unhurriedly before vanishing in the blink of an eye. Full moon night. Before night fog blankets the wilderness. Greyish-white blades of grass rise past my ankles. Short trees are scattered about, and their gnarled branches stretch in my direction. The necklace's seashell emits a soft glow. It guides me out of the city and into a dense forest at the foot of Mount Onuna? What's that sound? I quicken my pace. Exceptionally bright moonlight filters through the trees and illuminates ruins covered in grey-green moss. Raphael stands in the center of the area. Water flows from his hands to lift broken stones. They're pieced together in mid-air. I continue to tiptoe, and then... Ha! I actually got surprised! Oh, that's so cute. Shut up.
I heard you breathing earlier. Who do you think you're trying to scare, mortal?
You brought me here in the middle of the night just so I could watch you build a house? Alright, but you would love Minecraft. Oh man. Alright, new headcanon. Raphael plays Minecraft with us. And he builds the prettiest houses. I can build the framework, he does all the decorating. I recognize these as the oldest ruins on the island, but no one knows their origins.
Correct. Come closer. You're in the way.
Still uncertain, I move to the side. More stone bricks float upwards and assemble themselves into a wall covered with fragmented inscriptions.
His blood surged to form the oceans. His scales transformed into the stars above. His bones became the whales who bore the sun disk, the moon clams that measure time, the coral bridges that lead to the netherworld.
That's the creation myth for how the sea god founded Lemuria. Are these ruins connected to the sea god?
This place is part of the Island of Songs.
I furrow my brow. How strange. That name sounds familiar, but I can't remember anything about it. As I'm deep in thought, more stones rise with the flowing water. They connect the broken walls and ruins to gradually form a shrine. The moon hangs above like a bright pearl set in the center of an accessory. It illuminates fragments of the temple's former glory.
It preserved Lemuria's history, as well as the important chronicles of every sea god. The sea god you want to learn about is here.
These are the stories about the sea god, but they're not the story of Raphael.
There's no difference. One day, I will become another sea god who's depicted here. The name Raphael shall be forgotten.
He tilts his head back as if he's using somewhat real yet illusionary fragments to search for pieces of his memories. That doesn't sound like a good thing.
Yet you want me to get my powers back, so I can ascend and become a true sea god.
You're not wrong. The flowing water gradually disperses, and the shrine crumbles apart once more. It has returned to being ruins. What about you? Are you After you regain your powers, what do you want to do?
I'll start with finding the person who sealed me away at the bottom of the sea.
Why do I feel like we had something to do with that? Oop. Do you remember who it was?
I will eventually.
Empathetic, I nod. I know what it feels like to lose your freedom. You were sealed away for so long. You must really hate that person.
They aren't even worthy of my rancor. However, I won't let them go unpunished.
He glances at the moon before walking into the dense forest. I hurriedly catch up to him. There's one thing I still don't understand. You forgot who sealed you away. How do you know that I can break your seal?
You are the sea god's bride. You're the only one I would choose. And you were the only person I could sense when I was sealed away.
He says this. As he says this, a cryptic smile appears on his face.
It was ironic. I first heard your voice as you slandered me.
What are you talking about?
You said the tome was worthless since it couldn't find the sea god. However, it somehow revealed the location of his bride, so you were captured and forced to suffer.
Look, it was all jokes.
You said I abandoned my bride, played with whatever caught my fancy, and questioned how I could be the sea god. You claimed I was worse than a sea cucumber.
You don't need to keep going. Look, it all in jokes.
Also,
No, no. You're making up nonsense. I've never insulted you. I argue while frantically trying to think. However, I have insulted him a few times.
I eventually realized that when you talked to yourself or slandered me, it meant you were in good spirits. And if there were days when you were very quiet, I could also guess what you were going through.
You really like watching people in secret, huh?
That's an incorrect assumption. I only see you.
That was a marriage proposal right there. I know we're already engaged, okay, but that was a proposal. We have wandered to the shore without realizing it. Moonlight casts a shimmering glow across the sea surface. Blurry distant stars sprinkle where the ocean meets the sky.
What is it?
It's to stop you from jumping into the water and vanishing again.
Holding my hand won't be enough.
If you keep disappearing, it'll be hard for me to fall in love with you. You should at least tell me what you're doing and where you're going.
Would you like to accompany me this time?
Sure. He raises his hand and the moonlight condenses into a strand of silver thread at his fingertips, then descends onto the sea's surface. Every stream immediately becomes visible in the water's reflection. They follow the moonlight, coil around his cupped hands, and dance. Cupped hand and dance.
The perfect opportunity is right in front of you.
He releases a strand of moonlight and makes a gesture with his hand that resembles a flying bird. He whistles and the sound lingers. Then an enormous white skeleton rises from the sea. It reminds me of a fish with large fins. The creature swiftly cuts through the sea mist and appears before me.
Are you scared?
Don't underestimate me. But as soon as I step forward, I find myself at a loss. But I'm unsure of how to approach this skeletal creature. I feel a sense of weightlessness as Raphael places me directly onto the creature's back. His legs then transform into a tail and he swims into the ocean.
Hold on tight. Should you fall, I won't save you again.
Oh my god, these myths are long, guys. Okay. Raphael swims through the inky black water. Silvery light breaks into pearls that flow along his tail. Close behind is the skeletal creature that's carrying me. Is this your friend, Raphael?
Despite being nothing but bones, It tried to eat me when we first met. Is that what friends do?
I'd say it's more of a hungry friend. Ah! As if it understood what I said, it suddenly whips its tail in an attempt to throw me off. I quickly grab onto what was once its dorsal fin.
The Fantasia shark is very temperamental. I advise you not to provoke it. If you throw caution to the wind, it'll reduce you to a pile of bones with just a few bites. Its species died along with Lemuria. I have no idea where this one came from.
Could it actually be your friend? From before you went to sleep, I mean? The Fantasia shark raises its head and makes an almost inaudible sound. Then it quietly swims closer to Raphael.
Maybe. I caught glimpses of its shadow in Whalefall City.
According to the legends, it was the most magnificent and beautiful place in all of Lemuria. Sorrow and suffering don't exist there.
Humans and their myths have never shied away from exaggeration. I don't remember what Whalefall City looked like. Only when the sea god's power is restored can all slumbering Lemurians be awakened. And then, Whalefall City shall return to this world.
That's good. You have a homeland worth longing for.
You're implying that yours isn't.
It abandoned me first. Not wanting to continue this conversation, I pretend to admire the Fantasia shark. After a moment, an idea appears in my mind. Raphael, come here. I want to give you a gift. But just so you're aware, I haven't done this in a long time. It might not work.
I should keep my expectations low then?
Despite saying that, he raises his hand and uses the rising waves to sit down beside me. I take a deep breath, concentrate on the palm of my hand, and then gently place it on the Fantasia's shark's heads. Oh. In the darkness, a faint power slowly awakens. It cautiously moves toward me bit by bit. I relax my breathing and try to become part of that power. I capture every subtle change. I can sense it. A gentle radiance spreads out from the Fantasia shark. Layers of blue tint the sea water and faintly reveal the silhouette of a city. While indistinct, its beautiful and magnificent form is still visible. I thought this Fantasia shark missed Whalefall City too, so I tried to resonate with it. Did that bring back any memories? Oh, PTSD kicking in. Raphael doesn't say a word until the water turns black once more. I'm forced to break this strange silence. I didn't expect it to work. I haven't resonated in a long time. I only used it to help others find lost crabs and turtles.
Thank you.
What? Did we give him back his memories?
You helped me see Whalefall City.
Oh.
I'm expressing my gratitude.
Thank you for mansplaining a thank you to me. You're welcome? The moon has disappeared as the sea fog descends with the heavy clouds. They engulf our surroundings. As the fog grows thicker, my doubts continue to take root in the depths of my heart. You still haven't told me where we're going, Raphael.
We'll arrive at our destination once the fog clears.
But just as I'm about to press for more details, I suddenly feel like my mind is being enshrouded by fog. My consciousness becomes heavy. Something's wrong with this fog.
The fog is as it should be. All you need to do is close your eyes and get some rest while you can.
Why did I fall asleep?
Did you get enough rest?
How long was I asleep? Wait, where am I? The surrounding seawater surges violently. It rushes with the force of 1,000 avalanches towards a massive oceanic abyss. It's like a crack between heaven and earth. It seems as if the entire ocean is about to collapse. The thunderous roar is so deafening that it makes my ears hurt, and a sense of foreboding washes over me. Raphael, please don't tell me. we're going there.
I thought you were eager to help me get my powers back.
Going where?
This is what the Tome of the Sea God means by combat the treacherous tides.
Now I understand what he means when he said opportunity. Is it too late for me to change my mind?
What do you think?
I sigh. I resign myself to my fate as I hold him tightly, close my eyes, and allow him to take me into the bottomless oceanic abyss. My dizziness subsides, and I can hear the massive waves crashing above us. Everything around me is still enshrouded in darkness. My survival instincts make me grip Raphael's shoulders tightly. Is it over?
It's only the beginning.
He holds me close as we continue swimming towards the greater depths. After what feels like an eternity, our feet finally touch the flat seabed. Ooh, it's pretty. Dark blue flames ignite one after another in the distance. They move towards our direction and reveal an ancient, magnificent plaza. In the center stands a stone grate with multiple heavy chains. Each one extends to a tall stone statue that anchors it in place. The Lamurians have a lot of ruins.
This is the Sea God's tomb. Each stone statue below represents a sea god who has perished.
I hope you didn't bring me here just so that we could be buried together.
Don't worry. That day is still tens of thousands of years away.
What do you mean? He shoots lightning from his fingertips and it hits one of the guardian statues.
Stop pretending. I know you can hear me.
Young sea god, I've already told you. The bond's mark that is etched into your soul was never complete. You cannot enter the sea god's tomb, let alone reforge the Tidebreaker trident.
I've already brought the owner of that mark.
Even when I push forward, I'm still trying to figure out what this bond mark is.
If we're together, wouldn't that make it complete?
You are correct.
The statue slowly turns toward me.
To awaken the sea god, you must traverse the 33 levels of the sea god's tomb to reach its depths, and offer the Tidebreaker trident on the altar. Once the trial is complete, you can reclaim the sea god's power.
Combining Raphael's words with the statues, I realize what's happening. There are statues representing past sea gods in each level of the tomb. Does that mean we need to defeat all of them? Then you'll be able to complete the trial and regain your powers?
Are you scared?
A little, no, not really. I'm not. Dying here is no different from dying in Romirro. If we succeed, my chances of living a long life will increase.
Take back those pessimistic words. It's not if we succeed. It's when we succeed. Leave everything to me. You just have to do one thing.
Look pretty. Kiss. Which is?
Don't die.
Oh. That too, yeah, that's kind of important. Oh my god, he looks so good when he's like in serious mode. The little side eye that he gives, I don't know, it's making me go a little bit feral. The Tidebreaker trident materializes in Raphael's hand as he walks to the stone gate. I take a deep breath and summon a silver sword.
Let's begin.
The stone statues slowly pull away the heavy chains. Layer upon layer of seals are released, one after another, and the seabed begins to shake violently.
The key to passing this trial isn't to defeat the statues.
Huh? He suddenly pulls me close, lowers his voice, and enigmatic mirth flickers in the depths of his gaze.
It's related to reaching the altar.
As soon as a gap appears in the stone gate, Raphael swings his trident and creates a maelstrom. It sweeps up and propels us through the entrance. Lightning flashes and sparks as he shoots into the first level like an arrow released from a bow. Meanwhile, a sea god statue is slowly emerging from the enormous stone niche.
Young sea god.
Long bearded sea god. Lightning strikes and catches the statue off guard. It's knocked back into the stone niche. Raphael doesn't linger. He rides the current into the second level and unleashes another lightning bolt without any hesitation. We're really solo leveling it right now. We're going through the levels. Sword wielding sea god. Dead. Chaos surrounds as an unprecedented scorching heat radiates from Raphael's body. Yet his gaze remains exceptionally sharp and composed. The stone statues are either knocked back before they can fully emerge or slow in their hopeless pursuit of us. Duck! I swing my sword and cut down several coral arrows. I swing my sword and cut down several coral arrows flying towards us, only to feel the arm around me tighten. Like a blazing flame, Raphael turns the entire sea god's tomb upside down. He reaches the altar in just a few breaths.
Done.
Slayed. Teamwork. With lightning speed, he unleashes the Tidebreaker Titan, and a radiant brilliance akin to daylight fills the sea god's tomb.
What is the meaning of this? Why is the latest incarnation of the sea god so disrespectful?
It's called standing on business, old man.
Well done. A young god should have a young god's vitality.
This won't do. We need to add a new rule. Shortcuts are not allowed. Otherwise, my ancient stones will crumble to pieces.
How is it over already? I finally got a chance to stretch my muscles, but I haven't even made my grand entrance yet.
The surrounding clamor fades. Hazy threads of light gradually wrap themselves around mine and Raphael's hands.
Ye who desires to ascend to true godhood, the deep sea shall inscribe your name.
Raphael.
I shall cleanse thy body, temper thy weapons, and restore thy lost memories.
Ooh, do we want to do that? Accompanied by mysterious chanting, a warm power surrounds me. Something reminiscent of flowing sand surges before my eyes as a familiar voice resounds in my ears.
In Lemuria, a bond best represents an everlasting vow and oath.
No, he sounds so cute and young.
When you offer the sincerest form of worship from the depths of your soul, my soul will be branded with your mark. I will be unable to defy you. And once a bond is formed, it shall never disappear.
Pookie.
No matter where you are or what form you take, I will always be able to find you and recognize you.
It's Raphael's voice. Unconsciously, I reach out my hand and touch the face that's familiar yet somehow not. His eyes still shine with the beauty of dawn's glow. However, his smile is more carefree and unrestrained, and as bright as the clearest seawater. Pookie! But in the next moment, the warmth in his eyes gradually fades and his body sinks back into the black seawater. Only the mark below his collarbone faintly glows. The Lamurian covenant. I promised you.
What did you promise?
My heart and soul, babe. I offer you my heart. I'm willing to give you my heart. The sincerest worship. My sincerest form of worship. I will bear your mark. I'm willing to have your very being etched, engraved onto my soul. In a trance-like state, I hear myself say unfamiliar vows, yet every word seems to come from the depths of my heart.
I gave you my heart.
He takes my hand and places it against the glowing mark. Everything is clear to me. Before you fell into a deep slumber, we had formed a Lamurian covenant. That's why I'm the bride of the sea god. Those threads of light gradually melt away, the seawater is cold again, and the atmosphere is somewhat awkward.
A Lamurian covenant can only be forged when both parties are willing.
Well...
So, you voluntarily became my bride. It had nothing to do with the Tome of the Sea God. Don't forget to apologize to it after we get back.
I realize he's teasing me about the time I called the tome worthless. My ears burn with embarrassment as I clear my throat. You must have recognized our bond a long time ago. You just didn't tell me.
It only represents the past, and now it means nothing to us.
The tempered tidebreaker trident returns to his hand. Raphael turns around, his tail emanating a more vivid and sharp radiance. With his body, a portion of the sea god's power has been awakened. Oh, within his body. You're embarrassed. You don't want to expose your weakness. You know what? He embarrassed us. We're gonna say, you're embarrassed. You want to deny the fact that we were once in love. You're embarrassed, huh?
I am not.
Sure you're not. I think you are. He ignores my provocation and grabs my arm to swim upward, but then he stops.
You're hurt.
Huh? I follow his gaze to look at my back, but I don't see anything and I don't feel any pain. It's just a minor wound.
It's not.
Oh.
You need to return to Romirro immediately.
Raphael brings me back to the surface, and the Fantasia shark carries us to Romirro.
Loosen your clothes. I need to treat your wound immediately.
Oh! Is it that bad? It doesn't hurt. Raphael holds my shoulder with one hand and places his other hand on the back of my neck. Warm power emanates from his palms. Ugh! It hurts! A pain from deep within my bones erupts and my head heads straight for my heart. It's so intense that I almost fall into the sea. Turning my head, I finally see the wound, but it's not a bloody gash. It resembles some strange floral pattern.
It's not working.
Oh. Stop! You're making the pain worse! Yet, long after Raphael stops, the pain doesn't subside. I break into a cold sweat and the drops reach my eyes. They trigger another kind of sharp pain.
Hang in there. Once the fog clears, you'll feel better.
Raphael, I need a favor. I need some painkillers, bro. I groggily lift my eyelids and rest on his lap. As I rest on his lap. There are rumors. They say that the sea god's song can enchant people's hearts and make them lose themselves in illusions. Could you possibly...
Don't believe baseless rumors anymore.
Can't you try? I'll use our bond and... A melody is played on a flute. It flows across the rippling, glistening sea and gently falls into my ears. It's unfamiliar, yet captivating as it guides me. I descend into a magnificent dream. I try to memorize every note as it flows. I don't acknowledge the pain anymore. Guided by the rhythmic sounds of the waves and this melody, I slowly close my eyes, once again. We're gonna end it there, guys. Next week, time to get stabbed in the heart. Literally. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I will see you next week for Love and Depression Part 2. Goodbye, I love you.